But where do you think, Ambrose, I'm coming to you now, is an acceptable finish for Arsenal this season?
It's a difficult one because they've started so poorly. If you look at the start of the season, when we was all discussing they were going to be in the discussion for top four, I think you've got to be looking Europe. You've got to be looking top six is acceptable for Arsenal. I don't think anything less is acceptable. I really don't. I don't know what Alex thinks, but with a team that you have, with the players that you have to be going for Europe at least.
But do you think they can actually finish, Alex, in the top six? Or do you think, no you don't?
No, there are too many good sides. I mean, Liverpool are clearly going to be champions or thereabouts. Manchester City, we expect to rise. Manchester United are in a good vein of form. Leicester, Tottenham, Everton, Chelsea, we've been talking about. They're all better than Arsenal. Southampton, possibly, better equipped for a top six finish than Arsenal. I think their best bet is to try and target one of the cup competitions or to try and target the Europa League. Obviously, that certainly is their best way to a Champions League place, winning that competition. But even that's not going to be easy when you look at the calibre of side still in the competition. But league-wise, I think top 8 at best now.
I think that's acceptable, though,
but
for
what about
Arsenal.
But what about if they win the FA Cup and then they finish 12th? What does that say about, what is that for a season?
Well, I think most fans would take that. I mean, if you finish 12th or you finish 8th, does it matter? Fans want to see their team win silverware. Mikel Arteta has already delivered on that.
Oh no, you can't finish 12th and win the FA Cup. No way. That is not acceptable.
But the point Alex making, I do agree. What is the difference? If you're not finishing in a European place, it doesn't matter what position. As long as you're not relegated, it don't matter what position you finish. All right,
so 16th,
like bragging rights. 16th. Yeah, we come 8th, we come 7th. But I think you'd win an FA Cup and come 12th than not win an FA Cup and come 8th.
Okay, what about 16th?
They're not going to finish 16th.
No, they're not.
Right now they're 15th. If they finish 16th and win the FA Cup,
for me, 12th isn't acceptable. 8th isn't acceptable. Like, they need to be finishing a European spot for an Arsenal. I do agree with Alex, they won't. But I think you take any position, 7th to 17th, and win an FA Cup because...
Oh no, I'm having 17th. 17th, Arsenal Football Club. 17th.
So, as an Arsenal fan, would you rather finish 8th with no silverware or any of the other positions and win an FA Cup?
I'd rather finish 8th with no silverware. I'm not finishing no 14th, 15th. No way.
I'd be interested. I mean, off air, he said he'd rather be relegated than Tottenham win.
Listen to this character over here.
That's what I'd throw that one out there, Al.
Was there a break? Is there a break?
It's a good question, though, on Twitter. Let us know.
Yeah, I'll be interested as well.
Arsenal fans, would you accept finishing in the bottom half of the Premier League if you won a trophy? And football fans in general, here's a question. And I'm looking at the lesser sides in the Premier League. Now, West Bromwich Albion, for example, if I could guarantee you now that your team were going to win the FA Cup, would you swap that for relegation? Would you accept relegation to win a trophy? I think a lot of fans outside the so-called Big Six would accept that. I was there when Portsmouth won the FA Cup in 2008. They're in League One now, trying to fight their way back up the pyramid. Those Pompey fans would not swap winning the FA Cup in 2008 for still being in the Premier League.
I mean,
I know that for a fact.
I'd like to hear that of Palace fans, for instance. I get on where I work down at Palace. I'd like to hear that of Palace fans. Would they like to prefer to win the FA Cup and get relegated, or just stay in the division year after year?
I don't think any team wants to be relegated from the Premier League. No way.
I think it'd be foolish if that was the
even if
choice.
it meant a trophy. No, not a chance. You can't.
I bet a lot of fans from 14 clubs in the Premier League would disagree. Maybe 12 clubs.
Well, you think 12 clubs in the Premier League would rather see their team lift the FA Cup and get relegated?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I mean, you look at
what about Wigan?
Look, Wigan, their situation. I can't.
Yeah,
see
but they wouldn't swap. They wouldn't swap
Yeah.
that day. They wouldn't swap that late goal against Manchester City.
Would Portsmouth swap it?
No chance. 100%. I live in the city. The FA Cup in 2008
I think
is a massive achievement for them. How many teams outside the so-called Big Six have won the FA Cup in the last 20 years? There's not many.
I think what we're looking at, because I do agree with you, Daz, but I think we're looking at from a football player's perspective.
Yeah.
As a fan, I'd like to hear from that side. I think a lot of fans would prefer to win silverware.
No. What, so you'd rather be going to, no disrespect, with some of the stadiums in the Championship compared to the Emirates and the Old Trafford?
I mean, we've got a tweet coming already from David. Football is about honours. Winning a trophy above league position all day long. Ridiculous statement from @Darren Bent.
What? So who does he support?
It doesn't say who he supports, but that's what we got. I'd like.
So you reckon teams like Brighton, Burnley would all rather win a FA Cup and get relegated?
I would like to hear on the flip side as well, though.
150%. 150%.
I mean,
fans of Brighton and Burnley would rather win a trophy.
We have heard off Alex in the Portsmouth wouldn't swap it, but I'd like to hear other fans of Wigan, for instance. Would they swap that FA Cup trophy to now be playing Premier League football? I'd like to hear that one as well.
Of course they wouldn't. People in Wigan are going to be talking about the FA Cup final and that late winner for years, for generations. They're not going to be talking about, do you remember that year we finished 16th in the Premier League and won nothing?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, well, listen, football fans, like, text 81089 or you can call us 08717 22 3344. Would you rather your team win a trophy but you got relegated, or would you rather not win the trophy and stay in the Premier League? Because for me,
Can I just say, I'd rather Manchester United won a trophy and finished in the bottom half than didn't win a trophy and finished fifth.
I'm the same with Tottenham.
Yeah, but Crookie, is that not because you're used to seeing Man United win trophies? So if a Man United football club, it's different than a team
that last tweeter hit the nail on the head. Football is about honours. We used to mock Arsene Wenger for claiming finishing the top four was like winning a trophy. It isn't. There's one trophy in the Premier League. It goes to the team who finishes first. There's two other domestic trophies, the FA Cup and the League Cup. Football is about glory and about silverware.
Well, as I said, for football fans, we want to hear from you. Would you rather your team win a trophy but you get relegated, or the other way around? 08717 22 33 44.